Right, I'm in the Jury Hotel in Plymouth, and I've been joined by Mr. Chris Jericho from the band Fozzy. How's it going, sir?
It's good, man. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. Now, this is after your set. You've already played. You've been having a bit of downtime, having a nice shower and everything. What was it like being on stage? How did it all go for you?
It was great. We played here last year in Plymouth at the White Rabbit, and I remember it was a good show and a good crowd. And tonight was even better. It was sold out. So anytime you hear those words, it's always a successful night. So it was a lot of fun.
Definitely. Now, you played at Download as well, didn't you, this year? And that seemed to be when I started hearing loads about Fozzy after that. Did you notice your fan base growing after Download? In the UK,
well, it's
anyway.
definitely a career-defining set, I think, for us. But we've been coming to the UK since 2004, and we've built up a very loyal fan base. And I think that was evidenced by the crowd that we had at Download. I mean, if you look, I remember going there, and the band before us was the crowd was very small, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 people, and I just thought, okay, it's going to be one of those days. We were on very early. We were on at like about noon. So by the time I went to the little dressing room area, I came back and walked on stage, and I just couldn't believe like how many people were there. It was almost like they had like created a CGI crowd and just like put a hologram in the field. There was 30,000 people or whatever it was. You couldn't see any empty space. And I think a lot of those people came specifically to see us. They had to have, to get up that early. It was raining. It was muddy. It was early on a Saturday morning after the big Friday night parties and stuff. So, I mean, I think that just goes to show the loyalty of our fan base. And then after that gig, like you said, that definitely took Fozzy to a different level over here because of because of how immense it was, how amazing the crowd was, and how good the gig came off.
Yeah. Right, now you've been touring the UK leg of the tour anyway since late November. What's it been like being on the road with Soil?
It's been great. Like I said, I think this is the 10th show. And 5 of them have been sold out. The other 5 were jam-packed. So, I mean, anytime you get those type of numbers, in this day and age, right before Christmas, you've got something that people are excited to see. It's a good value. It's a great package. And it's great for both of us. A lot of our fans are seeing Soil for the first time, and a lot of Soil's fans are seeing us for the first time, and vice versa. So, when at the end of the night, every night I check the merch counts. They're usually pretty much the same, even. Crowd numbers are huge, so you know that people are coming to see both bands, and that means you have a successful package.
Yeah,
so it's been great.
Definitely. You released an album in August, I think, this year, wasn't it? Called Sin and Bones. How has that been received by both the fans and the critics?
It's been received amazing. I mean, it's the best reviewed record we've ever had, the fastest selling record we've ever had, the highest charting record we've ever had. So all of those things kind of added up, and it's been great for us. We wanted to make the best record of our career, and I think that we knew that we had done that when we finished writing and recording it, but you always want to find out what other people think too. And when other people agreed with it, it just made everything that much more sweet. So it was very gratifying, and it's just been amazing for us. How
do you think that this album has progressed from the previous albums like Chasing the Grail?
Well, it's a natural progression. I mean, with Grail, we kind of figured out exactly what it is and who it is that we are as a band, and what it is that we do best, which is very heavy riffs, very melodic, catchy choruses. And we've always done that, but we started really focusing on that for Grail. And then when it came time to start writing for Sin and Bones, we knew that we wanted to take what we had done on Grail, which was a huge success for us, worldwide, great reviews, great sales, great response. And so we wanted to kind of take that to the next level. And so we focused on really doing those heavy riffs and those melodic choruses, those Metallica meet Journey type of songs that we feel we do best. And once we kind of, like I said, got that signed, sealed, and delivered and saw the reactions, it was like, good, very gratifying for us. So.
How do you guys go about writing the material? Is everyone involved, or do you mainly just focus on the lyrics?
Well, this record was the first time that it was a real band record all the way through. I mean, it's mostly always I start out with the lyrics and give those to Rich. Rich will write the riffs and the melody lines for that. Billy Gray wrote some great riffs for the record on Inside My Head and Storm the Beaches. And then Frank and Paulie came through, and they didn't necessarily write riffs per se, but put their definite stamp on each song, and really kind of made it a full band effort, which was amazing for us. So, but yeah, it really much starts with my lyrics that I give to Rich, and then he kind of takes them and goes from there.
How does it feel to be unleashing this new album live and having people react to it straight away?
It's great. I mean, and we play 6 songs from the record live. You know, on a set tonight's 60 minutes, so it's over half the set. And you know, you always want to see how people respond to it and how they enjoy it. And yeah, so it was just really cool that that you know, to see all these songs and how well they're doing live, because we're putting a lot of our trust and confidence that A, the fans will know the songs, and B, if they don't know the songs, that they'll get into them right away. And that's kind of the way it's been going. So ever since this record came out, we've been touring it ever since August and playing, you know, the majority of the record live every night, and people are really getting into it. So it's very cool.
On your album, you've got M Shadows and Phil Campbell guesting on it. You've had quite a few guests on your albums throughout the years. Is that something you're trying to continue with? Is that, I mean, is it a conscious thing?
It's not something that you ever really try to do. It just becomes, you know, it's just natural. You know, I never sat down and said, hey, let's get Mark Tremonti to play and All That Remains. It was like he was recording in the studio downstairs. We asked him if he wanted to play. We asked Zach if he wanted to play on Wanderlust, but the other ones were just kind of like, Miles Kennedy was in the studio, you want to sing? And we're all friends, right? Same with Grail. We had Jeff Waters from Annihilator played a couple songs. That's because we needed a couple fast guitar solos because one of our guitar players left right before the record was recorded. And Jeff was the perfect guy for that. And then this record, I wanted somebody that could do a call and response vocal with on Sandpaper. And become good friends with Matt over the years. And just, he was a fan of Fozzy as well. And just gave him the demo and, you know, what do you think of this? And he loved the riff. He loved the chorus. He put a lot of time into not just the singing of the part, but in the arrangement. And then Phil Campbell, he's been a friend of our band for years. He played with us at the Whiskey a few years ago, and he's always calling me, can I do something on the next Fozzy record? Can I do something? It's like Phil Campbell's calling, asking if he can do something on the next Fozzy record. It's like, gee, let me see, let me check, right? Like, no problem. And I think Addiction is very much, it's got that Motorhead groove to it anyway, so it was right in his wheelhouse, and he did a great job with it. So it's not like I sit down with a list of names and go, this guy's to play, this guy's to play. If we have an opening or something that we feel that somebody would really be able to kill it on, you know, we'll call. We have a lot of friends in the business. So we'll see what happens next record.
Yeah, excellent. Now, Fozzy started off as a covers band, if I'm correct, yeah? Does that all seem like a distant memory now? And are you much happier writing your own stuff and having
I think every band started out as a cover band. It's just that for us, those covers were recorded because there was like a record bidding war for us right off the bat. And you know, I mean, I'm proud of how we started. It was definitely, I mean, every band starts different ways, you know, and it was such a small point of our career. If our career is a pencil, that was just a little tip at the beginning. It was, geez, almost 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, when we dropped doing just the covers. But we always had originals that you know, we still play To Kill a Stranger to this day. That was on our second record. So, you know, it's just all part of the process. And of course, you know, every band gets together because they want to write their own material. That's kind of why you get into a band. And, you know, we appreciate our past and the covers that we did, but I wouldn't, you know, we still play one cover every night for, you know, which is almost like our song. It was just like Metallica doing Am I Evil or something. At this point, it's pretty much theirs. But, you know, Van Halen doing You Really Got Me is synonymous with that band. But we still like to do covers. We did Fairies Wear Boots for this record for one of the B-sides, and probably always will.
Excellent. We can't get away from the fact that you used to be a wrestler. Have you completely given that up now? Are you focusing purely on...
No, I've never given anything up because when I was a kid, I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. So I never had to choose between the two, and I never will. It's just, over the last 3 years, Fozzy's become the priority ever since we started recording the Chase the Grail record. And my schedule now is completely dictated by what we're doing with Fozzy and where we're going with that. So I'm not opposed to going back to the WWE. I would be, if the timing was right and if it fit into Fozzy's schedule, I might think about doing it. But as of right now, we're really busy with the band. We got a lot of stuff going on, so got to take care of this first and foremost and go from there.
Excellent. Which gives you more of a buzz, being in the ring or being on stage?
Both of them. I mean, they're both very similar forms of entertainment, both high energy, both very aggressive, and both very much contingent on the live crowd. And when you have a great live crowd, you can have a great gig. And when the crowd isn't as good, you can have the best gig in the world, but it still never is quite the same. It's the same thing with a match. So, you know, whether you're wrestling or singing or acting in a Shakespearean play or whatever, a live crowd is a live crowd. You want to involve them and make sure they're having a great time. And if you can do that, you'll have a buzz no matter what you're doing.
If there's ever any disputes or disagreements within the band, do you ever just bust out a wrestling move? You know, do you ever never just walls of Jericho on them? Or
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Yeah, it's actually I'm probably more scared of the guys in my band than they are of me. So.
Now, what does the future hold for Fozzy? I know you've just released this album and you're touring that, but are you beginning to think about the next album cycle?
Yeah, our record came out on August 14th. I think August 17th we already were starting to write more material. But we'll go as long as this tour takes us. If people want to. There's a lot of places in the world where we have a great fan base. We want to try and go as many places as we can and break into some new markets as well. So when this is done, we go back to Australia in February with Metallica for Soundwave. And then after that, we'll be doing more in the States in April and May. And then we'll come back here in August for Bloodstock. And we'll go from there.
Excellent. Hopes to come back down to Plymouth?
Hope so. I mean, it's been 2 for 2 for great gigs. So, I mean, that's the thing about us. We play everywhere. We have a great reputation of, we love the UK, and we've been playing here for many, many years, and not just in the city centrals, playing in every city that'll have us. And we'll continue to do that for as long as we can. We like I said, the UK is like our second home, and we appreciate all of the support that our UK fans have always given us, and we'll continue to support them right back. So we'll probably be back in Plymouth for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I think that just about wraps it up.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.